All right, we are jumping right into this gripping explainer today. We're unraveling a deeply dark mystery, a cursed island, an ancient witch, and a modern-day treasure hunt that goes, well, absolutely horribly wrong. Seriously, we're looking at a terrifying chain of events that proves some secrets buried in the earth are literally meant to stay there forever. To make sense of all this madness, we're going to use a kind of mystery box approach. Here's our roadmap for today. We'll start with the stranded passenger ship, move into the island's gruesome secret, then uncovering the ancient curse, watch as the witch's vengeance awakens, and finally, witness the captain's ultimate sacrifice. So, part 1, the stranded passenger ship. We are starting right in the thick of it. Picture this. You're out on a pitch-black ocean with a vessel in total distress. A heavy fog covers the water, and the tension on board is just suffocating. And the most important number you need to know right now? 0. That is exactly how much communication the ship has with the outside world and the exact amount of fuel left in the tank. The captain is desperately trying to hail the Coast Guard, but getting nothing but static. Meanwhile, the incredibly wealthy, arrogant passengers on board are furious. They actually believe the captain is faking the whole thing to extort more money from their rich families. They have absolutely no respect for the massive peril they're in. But the captain soon realizes this wasn't some simple navigational error. It was a full-blown hijacking. Look at how this played out. Step 1, a female passenger literally drugged the crew's food. Step 2, she steered the ship toward an uncharted island based on, get this, unverified WhatsApp rumors of a hidden king's treasure. Just staggering arrogance, right? And step 3, her boyfriend, a rogue crew member, had arrived on the island 2 days prior with a metal detector to dig up the supposed gold from an ancient iron coffin. He completely ignored all maritime warnings. Which brings us to part 2. The island's gruesome secrets. Ignoring the captain's very strict orders to stay on board, these greedy youths venture onto the island. And the captain, trying to be the responsible one, goes into the dark jungle to rescue them. Almost immediately, he is confronted by these terrifying visceral details. He finds strange, handmade wooden dolls hanging from the branches. They're stuffed with grass, bound in black thread, and painted with these incredibly unnerving white chalk eyes that just seem to watch his every move. This rescue mission instantly evaporates into a sheer survival nightmare. They haven't found a treasure island, they've walked directly into an ancient trap. And the nightmare escalates fast. They find one of the passengers face down in the dirt. When they roll him over, the girls just start screaming. Both of his eyes have been brutally gouged out. His neck snaps toward them. And in this deep, completely unnatural voice, he mutters this chilling curse. Neither the sun will rise, nor the darkness will fade. Suddenly, flesh-eating maggots begin crawling wildly under his skin, tearing through him from the inside out. In a moment of sheer panic and terror, the captain draws his gun and shoots his agonizing crewmate. Okay, part 3, uncovering the ancient curse. After mercifully shooting the crewmate, the captain hears sobbing deeper in the jungle. He follows the sound and finds one of the female passengers trembling in a freshly dug pit right next to a massive open iron coffin. And this is where the colossal mistake becomes clear. She's holding a dirt-stained blindfold with a Sanskrit warning that translates to, "If the strip is removed, the demon will awaken." She realizes, way too late, that her boyfriend didn't find a box of treasure, he uncovered a literal prison. When he broke the brass lock and opened the iron coffin, he unleashed a demon. The rotting corpse inside still has remarkably long hair, and its eyes are wide open, showing the distinct marks where that very blindfold had trapped its dark power. The captain is, understandably, absolutely furious. As the terrified girl confesses their whole botched internet treasure hunt, admits her boyfriend's disappearance, and finally realizes the coffin held a demon, the captain just loses his patience. He blasts their staggering foolishness. He tells her that real seafarers know the dark legends of these waters. He condemns them for letting absurd social media rumors guide them to their doom, and then he drops his own knowledge of the island's true, terrifying history. That takes us to part 4, The Witch's Vengeance Awakens. Let's delve into this ancient lore to see the foundation of this deadly curse. The captain explains that centuries ago, a dark priestess with an evil eye terrorized the entire kingdom. To appease a dark demon, she sacrificed 4 innocent children during a solar eclipse. Horrific, right? Well, the king's soldiers finally managed to capture her right before her 5th sacrifice. But when brought before the court, she didn't cower at all. Instead, she locked eyes with the king's young son, instantly cursing him with a deadly convulsing fever. Heartbroken and furious, the king demanded her immediate execution. But it wasn't that simple. The king's sage presented a massive execution dilemma. Think about it. If they burned her at the stake, the demonic smoke would curse the air, the land, and any village it touched. If they drowned her, the entire water supply would become cursed. And the witch just laughed, boasting that whoever her dying eyes fell upon would be cursed forever. Proving his wisdom, the king realized the only logical way to contain her unstoppable power was leaving her blindfolded, sealed in an iron coffin, and buried on a remote island. The evil eye was contained, and the land was saved. And this perfectly highlights why our modern crew was doomed from the get-go. Their superficial arrogance, driven by greed, technology, and a blatant disrespect for natural boundaries, was absolutely no match for ancient power. These old curses, dark sacrifices, and unstoppable supernatural vengeance, they aren't just myths you can exploit for a quick payout. They are a devastating reality that demanded fear and respect, a respect this crew completely lacked. Which brings us to our final act, Section 5, the Captain's Ultimate Sacrifice. Just as the captain finishes his story, the atmosphere drops to freezing. The ancient witch makes her presence known, violently dragging the screaming girl down into the dark dirt of the pit. The captain runs for his life. He is tearing through the thorny jungle with this maniacal, echoing laughter chasing him from every single shadow. Along the way, he trips over the gruesome, maggot-eaten skeleton of the boyfriend who started this whole mess, grabbing his dropped satellite phone from the dirt. And it hits him with mounting dread. He is the only one left alive on this cursed island. Then, the captain suddenly remembers the witch's ancient threat from his own story. He pieces together the horrific clues. The witch travels through sight. The doll's white chalk eyes, the crewmate whose eyes were literally gouged out, her promise that, whoever my eyes fall upon will be cursed. She killed the others, but she kept him alive for a reason. She intends to use the captain's eyes to finally see the ocean, escape the island, and unleash her terror on the world. So he's trapped on the shore with the witch closing in, and he faces an impossible choice to save the outside world. He has the satellite phone and his ship is right offshore, but if he looks at the ship, if he looks at the mainland, the witch escapes with him. So the ultimate question is, how do you trap an evil entity that travels through vision? The answer is incredibly chilling. The captain stumbles back onto his ship, totally horrifying his final crewmate. He's standing there in the dim light, his face covered in blood, and he is wearing that ancient Sanskrit blindfold. To ensure the witch could never use his vision to escape, he took his own survival knife and blinded himself. Bleeding and in absolute agony, he orders his crewmen to use the satellite phone to call the Coast Guard, sail the ship far away from the island, and leave him behind in permanent darkness. The captain stopped the witch from escaping through him. But let's really think about this. With the iron coffin now cracked wide open, how long will the evil truly remain contained? The captain made the ultimate sacrifice, choosing eternal darkness to protect humanity. But that blindfold has been removed from the corpse. Did his heroic act provide a permanent fix, or was it just a temporary delay of an ancient, fully awakened evil just waiting for the next greedy traveler to arrive? Thank you for joining me on this explainer. I'll leave you to chew on that terrifying possibility.